Our industry is made up of many interesting, fantastic individuals, movers and shakers, successful entrepreneurs, and effective leaders of companies and organizations that make the cleaning industry a better place. Our program today features two individuals who are the driving force behind the scenes of several entrepreneurial enterprises. I welcome Ricky Regalado and Ricky Funk. Welcome, gentlemen. How are things at the home office there in Chicago?
Rocking and rolling every day. Every day is a new day here. We look forward to every day.
So people can see your names on screen there, but we have two Rickies. I've never interviewed two Rickies before in my life.
Ricky squared. We'll make it easy for you.
That sounds like a program, Ricky Squared. You can have that idea, Ricky Squared.
Yes, trademarked.
We want to dig into your relationship with ISSA, what you're doing in the industry, and as valued partners of ISSA, we really want to get into that and talk about your success. So, Ricky Regalado, Ricky Funk, Ricky Regalado on the left, Ricky Funk on the right. Gentlemen, let me start with this question. Tell us a little bit about yourself, how you ended up in the industry, and Ricky Regalado, you can start us off.
Many people answer it this way too, Jeff. Is like, I did not intend to be in the cleaning industry. I went to school, got my bachelor's, had this vision of being an NBA agent until I realized how difficult it is and how great retention that industry has. Those agents never leave. So I right out of college, I went into the corporate world. I started doing corporate job after corporate job. But then in the last corporate job that I ever had in 2012, I was tired of being a number. No offense to the corporate world, but like I had a lot of ideas in my head, and there was a lot that I wanted to do. And I kind of fell on to owning a cleaning company. My cousin Martin had a franchise, the Coverall franchise, for many years. And Christmas party, Thanksgiving, every holiday party, he was trying to sell us on taking over the cleaning company. And it was about 2 years in that me and my wife said, you know what? Let's do it. She wasn't happy at her job. I wasn't happy with my job anymore. Tony, my cousin, who's also part of the business, he wasn't that happy. So we went in on it together. We took a loan out. We said, hey, if we're going to take a risk, let's take a risk together, right? My wife, my girlfriend at the time, my best friend, my cousin, my other best friend, and said, hey, let's do it. And really our journey in the cleaning industry began in 2012.
Sports agent to cleaning entrepreneur, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's pretty much the steps I took. At first, I wanted to be an NBA player, but I'm 6 foot. I say I'm 6 foot. I'm Mexican. That didn't work out either.
I mean, I've seen some short basketball players out there, Ricky. So was that the sport you were going to work in, that industry, basketball?
Yeah. My family's a big basketball family. My brother played basketball in college. I played. My cousin played. So it was a big deal for us.
Okay. Well, I know one thing. I'll never play basketball with you informally because you'll probably beat me, and we don't want that. But good story. I like that. Now, your cousin you mentioned your wife, your best friend, and helped you get started. Your cousin is who?
So my cousin is Tony Pedroza.
Okay.
My wife is Marley Regalado. But the Pedroza one's cool because I think I've told you before, but many people ask, where did our company name come from, Rozalado? Well, it's Pedroza is my cousin's last name. My last name is Regalado. So if you put the last 4 letters of each name together, it's Rozalado. So that is where the name of Rozalado Services came to be.
Great for SEO.
Great for SEO. Nobody
Absolutely.
else. Google it. You will not find another company. It's just all us.
Yeah, I can imagine so. And you serve the greater Chicago area?
Yeah, so we're based out of Chicago, but we've now, we'll talk about that too. But yeah, we've grown into about 27 other states as well.
Just a few more areas you're servicing.
Just a few more.
Yeah.
All right. Ricky Funk, tell us your story. How you got here, the background to Ricky.
So similar on, I never expected to be in the cleaning industry. My whole background is tech. I love tech since I was a kid. But yeah, my wife and I, back in, I want to say 2016, 2017, we both decided, hey, let's build something for ourselves. We were not happy at our jobs. So we said, let's build a cleaning company out of the blue. We said, why we don't build a cleaning company? So we started with residential cleaning. So we built that company. We sold it. We moved into commercial. I'll go more into the details later on because that's how we got connected. We started our own commercial cleaning company, and that's when my tech background like started like getting back at me. Like, oh man, I want to build software. I want to build software, and that's how I got involved in Rao. It's been an amazing journey. Man, I wish I would get involved in. I would have got involved in the cleaning industry before, but it happened at the right time.
Yeah, it's interesting. We're talking about a cleaning company, and there are many out there, and technology. I know we're going to talk about that as we go through our interview today, but they work well together, and they need to, don't they?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Hand in hand.
Yeah. I mean, the solutions that we come up with are the pains that we went through, and later on we realize we also have to worry about the other people's pains. So yeah.
Yeah, we do like to learn from others people's mistakes, but good examples that which you're setting is what we really want to focus on today. Well, I think we know you both pretty well, a little bit of background, family. It's definitely you're close to family in the business. And I think I've been to your office, Ricky Regalado and Ricky Funk, and it's amazing the family culture that I feel when I'm there. So good job on pulling that together and keeping everyone with that family feeling. But tell us about the companies you've launched that apply to the cleaning industry, because I know it's not just one, but tell us about those and the impact they have for those that do business with you.
Yeah, man. So we touched on Rozalado, obviously my cousin and me, our last names. I joke because I left out and Co. I added the and Co in the beginning because my wife loved Tiffany and Co. So I'm like, I gotta include her somehow. But we dropped the and Co because we got married. So, but yeah, you touched on it, man. Families means a lot, right? I'm 100% Mexican. I grew up in a household that had probably 13, 14 people in a 2-bedroom, maybe you could count a 3-bedroom house. So I was always used to like being together all the time, and I didn't know better. It was just that's how I grew up with a lot of people in a home. So I kind of took that with when we were building Rozalado and said, I don't like doing things by myself. I want my family involved. I want in some capacity. Don't get me wrong. Some family has come and gone. That's okay. We still get along. But it wasn't just my family. It was the employees' families. So as we continue to grow the business, that was something that stuck where, the family environment was important. Culture was important. We have fun. We enjoy what we do. The industry, as many know, it's not a glamorous industry, but it's what you make of it. So we just said, why can't we have fun? Why can't we enjoy it? Why can't we create a brand? Why can't we think different to be different? It was kind of where we started to go with the company. And we just enjoyed building a brand, Jeff. And I think that's what a lot of people in the industry have to realize is you are your brand. We are our brand. And then the people around you are a part of that brand. So doing that also, I think, levels up the industry. And that's a big motivating factor because at first I was embarrassed to own a cleaning company. I would go into a networking event. I wouldn't tell people I own a cleaning company. To flip that, today, I walk in as the cleaning business owner. I'm like, hey, I'm Ricky the cleaner. How you guys doing? If you don't have a cleaner in your Rolodex, nice to meet you. And like, I pump my chest now about it because I think what we do is very important and really you should be proud of it.
I think that point needs to be stressed because many might feel that way when they start off in the industry. They don't value what they're doing, but you do, and I've seen it in action. Ricky Funk, what would you add to this?
And I would tell you, because I want to transition, because I always like to be the one to transition for Ricky Funk on how we got
Go ahead.
Like Ricky, he's going to talk about it, but it was a Facebook message at about 10:30 at night.
Yep.
I don't know who Ricky Funk is, but I know he's sending me a message at 10:30 at night, and I answered.
Yep.
And where do we go from there?
Oh man, here. So basically, yeah, something that I wanted to add is it's not easy to work with family. It comes with obstacles as well. But yeah, I commend Ricky. The first time that I met with Ricky, that I went to his office, you could feel that that love around the office of being a family-owned business. But yeah, the first time that we met, I was in the residential cleaning business, and I heard about commercial, like, oh man, it's so good, blah blah. So that's when randomly, I found Ricky on Facebook. I was looking for someone that knew commercial cleaning, far away from where I was located. Sent a message. He said, yeah, sure, come on over. And I spent 2 full days with his entire family learning about the foundation of commercial cleaning. That's when I went back, sold a residential, and started doing commercial cleaning.
Good
Well, you see
story.
how funny
Good
it,
story.
how funny it is though, because now, Ricky, you said when you said you wanted to go far away, right?
Yes.
Like, because that's our industry, Jeff, right? You know that it's very competitive. It used to be. I think it's less competitive
be.
now because it's more collaborative now. And I think that's what we're trying to show and prove
Yes.
is that you can open up the doors. Ricky came by and just soaked it up. Little did I know he was going to go back and sell residential and open a commercial cleaning company.
What year was that, would you say?
This is before COVID. So
2020, because it was
19 into 20.
no, it was 2020 because it was a week before everything
Yeah.
shut down for COVID. So I was almost stuck here with his family because literally I came here and a week after the country shut down.
Now, what you've described so far sounds like it took a decade or more to develop, but you did it in a couple of years. How long did it really take for you to develop that relationship, that partnership, to where you were proud of what you created together? How long did that take?
Oh, I mean,
It was fairly quick.
it was fairly quick. Yeah.
So-
Because then tell them about how
so-
you lied your way
I know.
into my life.
So, I opened up my commercial cleaning business, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden I wanted to do software because that's my background. And I wanted to build something. And I felt that there was a need. So I kept telling Ricky, hey, Ricky, you need to add this to the software. You need to add this. And he said, no, it's not on our pipeline, on our roadmap. So I said, I'm going to do it myself. So I started building my software. And halfway through it, I'm like, man, I don't want to do this alone. It's a lonely work to work on something just by yourself. That's when I said, Ricky needs to work with me. He doesn't know it. I need to work with him. So I picked up the phone and I said, hey, I'm going to be next week, all week. I'm going to do business in Chicago. When are you in the office so I can stop by, say hi? He said, oh, Wednesday. Wednesday, I'll be all day in the office. I'm like, great. Hang up the phone, book my flight Wednesday, in and out. That was my meeting. And then I showed up. I showed him what I was working on, and that was it. I moved my entire family to Chicago, and we've been working together for the last 2 years.
2 years. Yeah. But you're right though, Jeff. It's funny. Like people think we've known each other for a lot longer time. But no, it's only been since 2022, really.
Yep.
Yeah, that I had no idea because I've known you both for a while, and I just figured you go back to, we went to kindergarten together, the way it seemed.
Yeah.
No, it's just that you need especially when you go into a partnership, like you have to trust, you have to let your guard down and in a way hope for the best, right? So you really have to, and I don't know, like we have a good relationship, so
Yeah. No, and it's funny because Jeff, I know you know, but for those that don't know, I've got like 24 family members in the Rozalado company. So when Ricky did come, everybody always questions. When my father was around, like he would question, like if there was a new van, like why do you need that? If there's new equipment, Rick, how much does that cost? Rick, who's the girl at the front desk? Why is she working here? Like he would question everything. Ricky comes in, he's asking people questions. They're like behind the scenes, like Rick, who's
this guy?
Who's this guy? What? Well, he's asking a lot of questions. Like, is he going to join Rozalado or what's going on? Very protective. I got a lot of protection in the company, but they all saw something too in him, and it was easy to bring him into the family.
Yeah, I'm one more of the family.
Yeah.
You could have thrown Ricky under the bus. You could have said he's auditing us. Oh. So good story. Let's segue a bit. So we've learned about Rozalado services. We'll talk about other projects you're working on, but let's talk about ISSA a bit. And how long have you been a member of ISSA, and how do you use your membership to benefit all you do there with your companies?
Let me
Let
me start this off because basically, when I was still having my residential cleaning company, that's when I decided to go to the first trade show in Vegas for ISSA. And that's what literally opened my eyes. I had no idea that the cleaning company was as big as it was. you know, I still had my small residential cleaning company. And the first time that I went to the trade show, I was like, man, like this is huge. Literally, it looks like a tech show, right? But for the cleaning industry. So I used to say it was an eye opener on the possibilities of being a cleaning business owner. So it's huge. It's huge for me at that moment, literally changed the trajectory of my life. But go
Yeah,
ahead.
I mean, I couldn't agree more. I became a member in 2017 or 18. And yeah, it was the show. I know ISSA is more than the show, so everybody knows. We'll talk about that. But that show opened up my eyes. My father was there. My wife Marley was there with me, and we were just like, "Wow, this is big!" Like, there's a lot of companies here. There's so many booths. I was tired trying to get through all the different booths and stuff and learn how big this industry is. And then I started to go to like regional events. I remember I went to the ISSA old headquarters in Northbrook. There was an event there where, again, exposed to outside of my bubble. Because I think what happens with a lot of cleaning business owners in our industry is we're so much working in the business that we forget there's this whole world of cleaning outside, right? And it was the show that opened me up that I started to get to know a lot of the ISSA membership or team. Brant was one of the first people I got to know. And we just kicked it off, had a great relationship. He would give me more information about more things that were happening. And then little did I know that I would then get the opportunity to be on the board of directors, which again, I'm talking 2018, Jeff. That's 5-6 years ago, my first show to, I get the call from John Barrett and like Ricky's there next to me. He's like, what just happened? I was like, I think I just got asked to be on the board of directors. He's like, you? Are you sure? And man, it was humbling because I see where the ISSA is looking, the future of clean and the future of, you know, community and collaboration and just the industry. And oh man, it's been amazing. You got to take advantage of it though. Like I even at the first retreat I just went to for the board of directors, Jeff, I sat down and heard of like 50 more things that the ISSA has involved. And I'm like, I didn't even know. Again, I'm a member now. I'm on the board and I'm still learning all of the different benefits, perks, and things that the ISSA offers to the cleaning community.
I remember when I became a member, the first thing I used was there's this infographic on the value of clean. And I use that with my clients, try to win clients, to try to expose them to like, hey, that there's a lot of value on clean. So yeah, there's a lot more than just a trade show.
There's a new value of clean.
There's always something.
So he's got the insights.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to learn what board members really think, Ricky Funk, don't we? Because you got one next to you there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So no, we do want people like you, Ricky, on the board, someone who's forward thinking with entrepreneurial spirit. We have many fine experts on the board, but you're one of the newer ones representing building service contractors, and we look forward to you serving there. So appreciate that.
You know, thank you.
There are probably 1 or 2 people watching this episode who are not ISSA members. I know it's hard to believe. There are some out there. If you were to have coffee or tequila, as you like to do with your cleaning and cocktails program, tequila, right?
Tequila all day.
Tequila.
Maybe a little bit of gin and juice now.
Yeah.
Too.
Okay. You sit down with someone who's not a member. What would you tell them? What would be your pitch to them?
Yeah, go for it.
For me, is the power of the community, the networking, the resources that you get. Like there's this big family that now you're part of. That was big for me because I was not big on networking. So man, like the power of the community, for me, that's priceless.
Yeah, man, I would not. I have a couple different reasons why. One big one, which again I got to see the inside and like the behind the scenes of ISSA, is the amount of diversity. And what I mean by diversity is like suppliers, manufacturers, business professionals, speakers, education, courses, media. Like there's so much there. It's almost overwhelming, to be honest, right? But you have to like take advantage, take action. Like one of the biggest things that I would tell people is take action, join, talk to a member director or member, advisor, ask them what's good in your area, because a lot of things can be regional. What do they have access to? Like there's courses, there's workshops, there's training sessions, there's live events now that are, going to be happening and stuff like that, where again, you want to get out of your bubble. I tell cleaning business owners all the time, I know it's hard. I know you're working hard. You're trying to build a business, but you need to work on yourself as a leader and as a business owner, and nothing better than to collaborate and connect with the fellow community and learn and ask questions and just get out of your own way,
And then there are some intangibles. Business owners might not see it. Like we share the same vision, which is here in the background. You don't see it, but it's improving the cleaning of business, like improving the business of cleaning. And that's what ISSA brings to the table. Like, I mean, we'll talk about DC, but there's so many things that ISSA does it for the industry, to improve the industry, to level up the industry.
Yeah.
Those are intangibles that are huge.
And it's the different perspectives. So that's what I've been learning, Jeff. Me personally, like when people ask me, what has ISSA done for you, is I now have friends that are manufacturers, friends that are suppliers, friends that are, distributors, other technology software founders. And the one thing we all have in common is the cleaning industry and who we're building products for, selling products to, and offering services to. So to hear different perspectives, it's opened me up on how I approach the family cleaning business, how we approach the podcast, the software. It really is, it's pretty cool to get other people's perspectives.
And there might be some here wondering what it is you do specifically. We'll talk more about that, but I'll put links down below in the video description. They can get right to your sites and see, because you're a cleaning company, a tech company. You mentioned a store. I know you're working on projects with ISSA we'll talk about as well. But before we move into that, I'd love to hear your thoughts on ISSA Charities, especially two of its programs, Cleaning for a Reason and the Hygiea Network. What do you see there as industry professionals that really impacts the industry and those we serve, especially building service contractors?
Yeah, man, I'll go Cleaning for a Reason. You talk Hygiea, right? Yeah. So Cleaning for a Reason, Jeff. Big fans of Debbie. Debbie's a good friend of ours, a mentor, and just a colleague that we've gone to each other's events, for the past few years. And we actually, Cleaning for a Reason means a lot to us as Rozalado, as Route, as the companies that we're here for. Is my cousin actually lost his wife to battle of cancer, right? So it was something that we took on and admired right away, because it was part of us, and it was a situation in our life that we jumped at. The chance to participate with Cleaning for a Reason, help cancer patients, clean their home. A clean home is a clean mind. It really does help you move forward. So the initiative behind Cleaning for a Reason and the fact that ISSA was backing it really kind of started to bring us closer to ISSA as well. But for Cleaning for a Reason, I mean, we've cleaned many houses. We've raised a lot of money for them as well. And it's actually a part of everything we do. We have the Cleaning for a Reason logo, because it just makes sense. It's a part of us, and we like to be a part of them, because it's a great initiative. And the fact that it has to do with the cleaning industry, it's very specific to our industry, and it's supporting a great cause.
Just to add to that, yeah, I have my dad that he's a cancer survivor. So yeah, it's something that affects us all, and probably a lot of people very close. On Hygiea, I mean, I met so many women. I was lucky when I had my cleaning company. It was my wife and I all the time, so you can rely on someone else. But I met a lot of women, hardworking women that they need the support of a community, and that's Hygiea, right? It's a male-dominated industry, but I don't know for how long. Because man,
I know there's a lot of new women groups coming in hot. Oh yeah, I mean, and we got some cool stuff coming up with Hygiea.
All right.
It's another big initiative, man. They're really pushing it, and we're trying to get others involved with it too, like to Ricky's point. So I'm looking forward to what comes next, because we'll be going to our first Hygiea event.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's talk about advocacy a bit. As you both know, ISSA sees government advocacy efforts as critical to the future of the industry. Tell us how much involvement you have with that, and your own thoughts as how advocacy will shape the future.
Mm-hmm. So we were just at the Washington, D.C. For the whole week. And man, we see in the labor, at least for example, the labor shortage issue that we have in the industry. Because remember, cleaning, everyone has that problem, labor shortage, but cleaning suffers a lot because we're on the bottom, right? So for us to be able to represent the cleaning industry, to represent Latinos, we were at Capitol Hill at the White House, trying to push these laws. I mean, I never thought in my life I was gonna be able to like talk to senators or pushing these laws about fixing the immigration system. Everyone knows it's broken. So yeah, for me, it was huge. ISSA, man, what ISSA does for the cleaning industry, I feel people don't get it. If you don't go there, you don't realize how big it is. How it's a lot of work. I mean, it's a lot of work when we do events. It's a huge amount of work when you guys spend all that time to again improve the industry, right?
Yeah, and it's again, it's like it takes an army to make change. And I did not know about advocacy until I went last year for the first time. And I seen what it actually, and this was cool too, Jeff, is we went for the first time last year, we participated. So then this year we sponsored the event and we're there to actually then see what we did last year, how it affected and actually went into play this year. So like that shows you a whole year had passed just to get to the point of the opportunity of talking to congressmen, different reforms and different bills that we're trying to get passed. So like as a spectator, sometimes you're on the sidelines and you're like, oh, bill got passed, cool. What was that a part of? There's work that goes into people presenting a bill and like how like it can only happen a few times out of the year, maybe once a year. So sitting with John and Stacy, shout out to them because I know the workload that they put behind this. There's some smart individuals on the ISSA team that are leading this charge, but it's nowhere near where it needs to be. Like it's going to take thousands of other people to get involved. So I'm excited to see where it goes from here, because to your point, Ricky, everybody who went with us last year to then who came this year to then who's going to go next year, you can start to see that the numbers are going to increase. So there's the future is bright.
And by the way, you start developing these relationships. So we're all business owners, but we become friends. Like we help each other. And by the way, everyone out there that's listening to this, you're invited. You can be part of it.
Yeah.
Reach out to ISSA. You can be there. It's not just a selective few. You can make a difference.
Yeah.
We've talked about your relationship with ISSA and what you're doing with our trade association, the Worldwide Cleaning Industry Association. Let's talk about what you do for the industry. Now, obviously, you're a cleaning company, 27 states, I believe you said. You're serving people. You're taking care of homes, businesses, buildings. You're taking care of people and what they need. What are you doing for cleaners, the building service contractors, the cleaning companies out there? I see behind you says Route. Talk about the things you do besides your cleaning service.
Yeah, man. So Route is our brainchild. Route is it started off as a software, to be honest, Jeff, right? It was a software, it was an app, it was technology, but it's really kind of transitioned and grown into a platform, an ecosystem driven by community. And the community is made up of a lot of cleaning business owners. When I first started, I know, I didn't really have other cleaning business owners to go to. I built my company based on instinct. And I started connect. And as I connected, I was like, man, there's a lot of other people that think like me, want to build something like me. This is a very attractive industry to me now, right? Like I started to connect with the industry. So but the original idea came from pain points. You said it first, Ricky, is a lot of the things we built with Route were solutions and tools that we wish we had when we were building. And we just, as a cleaning business owner, I kept running into a wall. And I said, man, I wish there was a tool for this, or I wish there was a tool for that. And it really came to the point where I was like, man, why can't I create technology, right, for the industry? I know it, I live it, I breathe it. Who better to build technology for the cleaning service industry than cleaning service business owners, right? So yeah, started from an idea, a tool, to now, man, we are a platform of business management tools for cleaning industry owners to grow, connect, share, and really be able to build a business in a space where technology is late to adopt, right? It's not easy to incorporate technology with your business when you're busy doing what?
Yeah.
Go, go, go. You're
Yeah.
trying to work in the business and build a company. We want to be that community for them with different solutions, aggregate all these different things that are happening in the cleaning industry, and really kind of be that shoulder that a
Yeah.
cleaning business owner can lean on, and go to for resources, for network, for opportunities. I mean, Ricky, when you came on, you were a user of Route first.
Yeah.
But again, we shared the same vision of really comes down to helping, man. We really want to help. Like this industry has done a lot for me and given me the opportunity to do a lot. It's a motivating factor for us to really give back to the community.
Yeah, I don't know how to follow that. That was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we all had the pain where I was building my cleaning business, and man, I wish I had a community to go to and ask questions. And another pain that I had was, man, I need to use 6 different softwares to manage my business. It's a lot of time. And so those are the things that we're trying to solve, and we evolved because yeah, like Ricky was saying, we used to be just a software. Where now we're more of a community. We're trying to connect the industry.
With that thought, let's talk about projects you're working on worth mentioning. I know there's something you're working with ISSA on to provide members. Can you speak to that and how this all comes together?
Yeah. So speaking to Route itself, I mean, as you see, I'm always branding. Jeff, you know this. This is me, right? And this is another reason too, you guys, why we built this is stronger together. Our mantra with everything we do is you are stronger together. The cleaning industry is stronger together when they work together. But the product, the special projects that we're working on with ISSA is our marketplace. So this green icon that you see here, as you can see, it's hands holding each other. Again, emphasizing the stronger together. But marketplace was a concept that we created to allow prime and subcontractors to post opportunities and for subcontractors to apply for opportunities. Because everybody's built solutions in the space for the end customer to find cleaning companies. There's a lot there just for cleaning company owners to find other cleaning company owners and connect and share and build business together, right? So that was our first iteration was that, but then it's evolved now with, the partnership with ISSA is creating a digital network, a community where contractors can have profiles. They can, shout out whether they're a woman or minority-owned business, have badges of them. Are you an ISSA member? You get an ISSA badge, right? Are you part of the BSCI, the ICRC, all these organizations that mean a lot to us in the cleaning community, and be able to stand out from the crowd, right? On a digital map that then connects contractors to supplier reps, manufacturing reps, business service provider reps. It's the first time we can digitally create an ecosystem for everybody to connect. And ISSA, I mean, it was exciting, right? To hear they jumped at the opportunity. We wanted them to be a part of it because again, ISSA is already a community that we want to bring those members and really connect them. And then, hey, by the way, give them opportunities to grow because our industry is only strengthened by the ability for everybody to grow and move up. You move up, you grow, you need more services, you need more connections. And I think there's only one way up when you join the marketplace and you join what the ISSA is giving their members, which is marketplace, to really kind of grow your business and improve. The what? Business of cleaning.
Hey, Ricky Funk, you're a tech guy. How long will this take to put together what Ricky just mentioned? Is it next month?
Oh man.
Put him on the spot.
It's been a long road. It's not as easy as it seems. There's a lot that comes with it. Because we thought, oh, we know the solution, but no, we have to interview business owners. We have to know their pain before we even build the software. So, I mean, marketplace, it's probably been a year in the works.
A little bit more, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a year and a half, solid year and a half in the works. Like That's one thing, Jeff, is technology takes time and you have
Mhm.
to be patient. And again, because if in the end we're building this for fellow colleagues like ourselves, so we sometimes get in our own way. So that's why we
Mhm.
have to actually step aside and ask the industry for what the overall pain points are instead of trying to build for one. And that's what takes time, man. It's because you do have to interview,
Yeah.
talk to everybody, talk to all sides. Everybody's got a wish list. Everybody wants everything. So we're doing the best we can.
You know, you want to get it right. You got to know the pains, like true, like for a cleaning technician, right? That they're cleaning all day, all night. The last thing they want is to, oh, I have to use this app now to, you know, plug in or look at the scope of work. So we want to make it simple. We want to make it intuitive to the people that count. And man, like the cleaning technician, like I clean toilets. I clean for hours. So I know I know that even when you do inspections, like you do 4 hours of inspections, man, it's difficult now. Now you have to log everything, take pictures. So that's what takes time to get it right. The actual experience of using the software at the end of the day has to be something that improves your business, not gives you an extra job.
Yeah.
I know this. When it's ready and as it becomes closer, we'll let people know. Is that an accurate statement?
Yes.
So,
Thank you.
all right. It didn't mean to put you on the spot, but you know, as we talk about these great things, people want to know when can I get it? So
Yeah.
it's going to fill a need for sure. Um, Someone might wonder, from all that you do, they might wonder, how do you give back to the community and the industry besides what we shared today? What would you say to that?
I personally myself, and I don't, I know Ricky does too. I mentor as much as I can on the side, no questions asked. We do a lot of content. We try to help as much as we can.
Yeah, I mean, connection, Jeff,
Mhm.
connection, content creation. Like, you know, you've been here. Our doors are open. We invite everybody to come by. And projects that we've been doing and having fun with on giving back is the podcast. I like that we've kind of touched on, right? Cleaning and cocktails. Like the whole emphasis behind that is to spotlight cleaning business owners and other cleaning professionals in a fun environment, you know, in an environment that hasn't been done before where, you know, it looks cool. They're having fun. You know, you could tell how proud they are to be interviewed. Nobody ever interviews a cleaning business owner or a director of facilities. So it's been awesome to share their stories because storytelling is the best way to identify a person with their brand and what they stand for. So you get to know a little bit about every single person that we've interviewed and things that you wouldn't have known. And then what that does, man, is it creates like this wildfire where they start to connect with each other and they're excited because they got to share their story and put it out there. And I feel like it's been cool to spark that energy in the industry. And a lot of other podcasts have come, a lot of other
Yeah.
events are happening because a lot of the things that and it all came from just man, like you know, like hey, if we do good for them, it'll do good for us and in the industry, and it's just caught on like wildfire.
I remember I don't remember the name, but when we did the cleaning cocktails in DC last year, uh, what was the fireside chat panel with just talk about the things.
Oh, vulnerable, being vulnerable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one. So we want to let the up and coming business owners, the ones that just got started or maybe 6 months, that it's not easy. Even if you run a $20 million cleaning company, it's not easy. Like there are hard times. We want them to know that, hey, we all go through the same.
Let your guard down, be
Mhm.
vulnerable at every single stage. So that panel, Jeff, was like a 500K a year business owner, a 1 million, a 5, a 10, a 100. Every single one of them went through the same issues and still go.
Mhm.
So I almost feel like it gives them like a sense of relief, like, oh,
It's normal.
it's normal. Okay. You know, and like just get after it, keep going.
I have heard that so many times, especially at ISSA show from individuals who come to the show, maybe their first time. They're like, I had no idea everyone else was going through the same
Yeah.
stuff, right? Have you heard that? You've heard that.
Yeah. Well, it's
Yes.
because you talk, but you don't talk, right? It's like
Hmm.
this when we bring people here. I mean, now we're starting to have people come and do like boot camps, right? Like,
Mhm.
and it's again when you just tell them let the guard down, communicate with each other, ask questions. You can learn something from a small company owner to a big company owner. The reps, the manufacturers, the suppliers, they've got knowledge. Open up and connect them. You'd be surprised how many times they want to help. So it's just that it was the unknown that we're trying to make it
Yeah.
known now for a lot of different people.
Okay. Well, I think we're at the end of our interview. I'd love to hear some final thoughts from both of you. Maybe just things you want the industry to know or hear.
I would say, and I'll let you
Sure.
go last because you usually talk a little more. But yeah, no, for me, I would say, which was, I used to not network a lot. I used to not connect with people a lot. I used to be a lot more introverted. Man, there is so much value in connecting with people, in talking to people, networking with people. It doesn't matter what business they have. It doesn't matter what stage they're on. They're people, and that's something that you learn along the way. Once I actually started connecting with people and networking, man, my whole thing about business changed. So I would that will be my message, like connect with the industry, and the ISSA is a great place to connect with everyone.
And I see
Introvert.
Ricky Regalado, he
I
was
used to.
networking right there on his phone.
No, no, I was looking at the time. I was looking at the time. It's like full
Ricky
blown.
Funk just said you talk more than anyone else. So let's hear from you. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Put me on the spot. Look at this guy. All right. No, I would say embrace this industry. It's just getting started. No offense to what the last 100 years have looked like, but I feel like we are at a moment of innovation, adoption. You got AI all over the place right now, right? I feel the connections and community and collaborative and the events that are happening and like opportunities to talk about cleaning with other cleaning business owners and to actually be proud of you being a cleaning business owner has never been more of an opportunity now. Again, I'm speaking from 8 to 10 years experience, but even when I first started, there was a stigma. There was oh, you don't really connect with others. You shouldn't really talk to your competition. To now, it's like, when's the next time I can go talk to another cleaning business owner at their office, walk in, talk shop, and then go to their clients? I just went to another person's client. They took me. I'm a cleaning business owner, but because they just wanted to showcase. But so again, the idea of connection, collaborating has never been better. So I would tell the industry, get ready for more collaboration, get ready for more innovation, more opportunities to grow and scale like you've never been able to before. Because the playing field is going to be leveled right now with the amount of technology that's out, with the amount of innovation with robotics and AI and organizations like ISSA, right? Where everybody's starting to get the tools that they need to compete, the knowledge they need to compete. So it's very fragmented. And that is our number one goal, Jeff, to eliminate fragmentation because, man, it is fragmented. 93% of the industry under 1 million in revenue. The top 7% is the rest. Let's shift that. Let's make an impact on that. Nothing against the larger enterprise companies, but there's a lot that the smaller companies can start to grab and take advantage of because we will all have a level playing field with tools, technology, and innovation. So, I mean, I'm biased because I love innovation, but I think I've seen it firsthand. I see what the effects and the impact can be. So I'm just excited to see what 5 to 10 years looks like from now, and how many more success stories and great stories we get to hear from our industry.
And at the end of the day, we are
Stronger together.